Right.
Okay, so you're running control room. What does that do?
Is that what it says?
It's well, when I started, it said you were doing control room or something.
Let's see if that changes anything. Does it still say control room? I guess control room is whoever sent the invite.
Yeah,
Well, there
I
we
can click
go.
on it, and I can click on it and it tells me like, fuck you, the moderator's doing this thing.
Oh. Well, I'm the moderator then, I suppose.
Well, then moderate.
I have all the power.
Try not to hate. Love your mate.
Hello,
Masticate.
James. Welcome. Welcome,
Masticate. Masticate, you must.
James.
What, Nick?
I say
What say you?
here
So say we
for
all.
the 60th time.
60.
Yes. Welcome to Dorque.
Welcome to Dorque 60, the 60 extravaganza. It's time to do it, Dorque.
You didn't tell me you wrote a song.
I'm an improviser. I improvise.
Well,
Improvise, overcome, adapt.
improvise on this. Welcome to Dorque number 60.
All right.
I'm Nick Moore.
I'm James Brown.
And you're listening to Dorque.
You're the Dorque, the Dorque. Here's the Dorky.
Dorque. That means if you only had an hour to kill, you could listen to a minute from each of the episodes.
That's
which with
true.
With the opening music would let you listen to that and then me going, welcome to Dorque, maybe. Or listen to me taunt James or whatever other guest I have on.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. Let me see.
It's harder though since we're doing things remote. I can't sneak. It just goes live. What is that? You have a separate camera?
No, I have a separate screen. So you're looking at yourself now.
That is really weird. Especially with the delay.
Is it? Especially what? Oh, yeah.
It's really weird because I was talking and then seeing myself talk, and there's even a little bit of delay on my self monitor of like, you know, an eighth of a second, but it's enough that
It's there.
It's weird.
Oh. I forgot. You're not on the screen in front of me anymore, so I need to put you in front of me. So when I look at you, I'm actually looking at you. Or looking at where you're looking at me.
Well, yeah, I should probably do a setup like that too. I bet you I could.
I mean,
gonna
if
do
you
that.
have,
Not
you
now.
have another screen, then sure.
I have two.
There's no problem. Everything
I have two
we
more
do
monitors on my desk.
to get some sarsaparilla is the most important thing.
Sarsaparilla time. Oh, sorry, that was a John Denver moment. It's not really working.
So after 60 episodes,
The big
what have
60.
you learned about yourself, James?
I curse more than I think I do.
Fuck right you do.
It doesn't sound like a lot when I'm like actually just talking, but when I'm listening to myself talk, which doesn't always happen when I'm talking, you know, there's a lot of like unnecessary fucks.
Well, I am a negative influence on most people's language patterns.
Trueness, truthiness.
Like I haven't. Well, no, I take that back.
Okay,
When I
well,
was a
yeah.
kid, I did swear a lot. I remember saying, what was it? Holy shit! On the playground when I was like in kindergarten, and
When you were in
using it,
kindergarten?
yeah, and using it to like incorrectly, like we weren't using it right. We were using it like as a noun instead of an exclamation.
Oh,
And you can use shit as a noun all you want, but you know when you put holy in front of it, it can only be used for an exclamation unless you're talking about like stuff in the Vatican.
it's an interjection. Oh yeah, 7. No, that's funny. Interjection for excitement or emotion. They're generally set apart from a sentence by an exclamation point or by a comma when the feeling's not as strong.
I never listened to Schoolhouse Rock.
Then how do you know that was Schoolhouse Rock?
Well, because not a lot of other things do that, unless it was like They Might Be Giants, which I would have noticed.
Yeah, they do a lot of kid stuff these days.
Well, I never watched Schoolhouse Rock because the animation looked like shit.
It was. I mean, it's the
It
80s
looked
and
like
70s.
yeah, like it all looked like the cheese guy.
The cheesy
The
guy.
cheese. Hanker for a hunk
Hunk
of
of
sliver
cheese.
slicer chunka.
Well,
Hanker for a hunk of cheese.
that wasn't Schoolhouse Rock. That was the
I know it
uh,
was a different thing, but the animation style was the same.
yeah, it was like the ABC information, the Mod Squad, the Bod Squad, the Bod Squad. Is that what they called them?
Yeah, I think so.
When my 10-gallon hat is feeling 5 gallons flat and I'm feeling kind of weak in the knees, I hanker for a hunk of cheese. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was
And then
the FDA that did that.
and then there was Yuck Mouth. Do you remember that one?
No.
They call me Yuck Mouth 'cause I don't brush. Oh, I like my teeth like this. They call me Yuck Mouth 'cause I don't brush. How's about a little kiss?
That's
I got
gross.
some beef in my teeth. I got some chicken too. Hey, that's a cavity. Hey, that's new. And if you don't brush your teeth, you could be one too. You be a yuck mouth. My cousin made a parody of that called Yuck Butt, but it had different lyrics.
I bet it was hilarious.
I'm sure some people could use it. That's disgusting. Anyhow, how's it going? You
Not
good?
bad. Think about it. I did swear a lot as a kid. Like I had three distinct personalities as a child, and I guess they've all kind of like some of them are hidden in my body somewhere, but the main one, which is just Nick, it's kind of taken over.
The Nick.
Because I had one that was me.
Am I speaking to Nick now?
Yeah. Well, I
Okay.
had the one that was me at school, like around my friends,
Yeah.
and that was the real me. Like that was me at my most honest, me soul bared, as real as I am. That was me. And then there was me in front of my parents, in front of other people's parents, where I didn't swear and I was respectful and I watched myself, but I said a little bit of personality.
Yeah.
And then there was me with the youth group, which was kind of a combination of those two, where I'm hanging out with friends from church, so I'm me, but without swearing and without a lot of the humor that me had. So growing up, I had three. I was multiple. I mean, seriously, multiple personalities. I had to switch things off to survive, I guess.
No. That makes sense because I guess the cursing was one of like the main things that defined the difference between how I interacted with my peers as opposed to how I interacted with my family, especially at like family functions when I had like grandparents and great aunts and people there from 2 generations removed from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can have be a smart aleck and like say smarmy things in front of my great aunt and my godmother, but like if I actually cursed in front of them, they'd be like, James David Brown, you get out of here. And my mom would be horrified and would punish me in some sort of way, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I think we all. I mean, what you're describing is like we all have like these different personas, these masks that we put on depending on and how we interact depending on the people we're around. Because you don't act the same way when you're at the bar than when you do it like if you're in an office job. This is that kind of thing. Or typically depends on the office job, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's only like 2 or 3. Well, okay, there's 4 people that probably know like. That I like don't censor myself in any way, shape, form, or fashion around.
But see, that's what I'm trying to get to, is the point where I'm not any of that. Like I'm just me all the time. And I think I'm getting closer, but like that one of the barriers is work. Like but part of that's because I work with a lot of guys that go to the church I went to when I was growing up, and they're.
Okay, cool, thanks. Sorry.
What was that?
That was my landlord. He fixed my air conditioning today.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we replaced the air compressor. What's funny is like today and yesterday were like bone ass colds, but like 2 days ago it was like boiling hot outside, and so like it was like 80 degrees in our apartment. So we're like, the air conditioning isn't working, and it's just kind of weird. Like the next day is like, all right, I'll come over and fix your air conditioning while it's 40 degrees outside.
That's the best time to do it.
It is.
Ironically, when you never know.
Bits of irony. Yes. It's true. It's better to find out when it that it's broken now in the the deepest parts of winter than it is to find out when it's like 3 hot days in a row or something.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow,
And then he'll have a whole bunch of other ones to fix and never come and see you in fixtures.
Yeah.
I had that problem with my landlord. He was a dickhole and lazy and just sucked at fixing shit. Well, he was actually not bad at fixing shit. Getting him to come and fix shit was a bitch.
Yeah.
And the worst part was he lived right down the street. Like, for a while, he lived in my complex, and then he was like, wait, I can't live here with, like, 3 kids. It's ridiculous. And so he got a house. And, yeah, just getting him to come by was just ridiculous.
Quite.
But, yeah, I'm pushing toward, like, I've seen, like, old guys that have got there, dudes that, like, hit 60, and at that point, they blew out the candles on the 60th cake and were just like, fuck it. I'm not...
I don't give a damn anymore. Look upon my field of fucks and see that it is totally barren.
Yeah, if I could get to the point professionally, like as far as like what I did for a living, where I could just be me, that would be great. I would consider that a win. I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. This is me at work. Fuck you.
Yeah, I give not a damn.
Yeah, shitballs and titty nipples, flappy cunt buttholes, like just whatever. Just people are like, well, that's just next week.
You sound like you have Tourette's right now.
Yeah.
Shitballs, flappy nipples.
But that would just be work. Shitballs, flappy nipples. Welcome to Shitballs, Flappy Nipples Incorporated. We do whatever the fuck all we want.
Yes, this is my co-host, Abe Pagoda.
Yeah, which is a weird, looking at how my life goals have changed from when I was 10. Like, when I was 10, I don't know what I wanted to do when I was 10. At no point in my life I ever had a cohesive goal.
So if someone, when you were 10 years old, if someone came up to you and said, I want you to host a radio show where all you do is curse and say, like, off-the-wall things like shitballs, flappy nipples, you would say no? Or you would say, I don't know, sir?
I would have been like, oh, cool, can I not be in school and do that instead? Excellent. Like, I tell kids that shit all the time. They're like, it's the best time of my life. I'm supposed to be enjoying myself. I'm like, no, it's not. Your life sucks ass right now. But, it's not bad. Like, you should be able to look at any point in your life and go, this is the best time of my life. Because if you're not, then what the fuck? Like,
Change it.
Yeah, if the best time of your life was high school, you poor bastard. Because that's a very small amount of time. You got a long way to go. I'm happier now than I was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was happier than I was 10 years before that. I mean, but I don't know if it's subjective, where I've just been like, or if it's the human thing where you just kind of get used to where you're at and be like, that's cool. And then you move on and you're like, well, I can't believe I thought I was happy then, because I certainly was not. Middle school, I wasn't happy. Middle school fucking sucked. I'm thinking about all this shit because I was on Spotify today. I've been putting together a playlist that I'm calling Formative Audio. It's songs, like music from different points of my life that I have definite ties to. And so, like, I'm pulling stuff up that I'm remembering. Oh, yeah, I listened to that, and this is blah, blah, blah. And so I've come up already with like 12 hours of music. The playlist is 200 songs long.
12 hours of music?
Yeah. Because I'm just grabbing shit and going like, because I'm inching forward through my life in my head and going, okay, at this point I remember this song and this song and this song and this was playing here, and that'll remind me of something else, and you just keep tacking it on until you have this massive playlist, which got me to where was it? Stone Temple Pilots. And Stone Temple Pilots I've never been a huge fan of, but Stone Temple Pilots came about the same time as a very formative period of my life, which was when I saw my first porno.
Okay. And this ties into Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah, because I was over at my cousin's house. I spent the night at my cousin's house. And one of my cousins is really into music. He's actually an incredible fucking guitarist. And bassist, but both. He's really good at both. But hadn't been in a couple bands, and he does he sits in all the time. Like he's amazing. But we didn't really get along at the time. Back then, which was I don't know, like 11, 12 maybe. But we bonded over. He's like, "Hey, we have a porno." I was like, "Do tell." It is on VHS. You know, this is pre-internets,
Right.
pre-porn internets, pornternets.
Well, it's free.
Like,
it's pre-internet, so it's pre-porn. Because the first thing on the internet was porn. That's what makes different media and internet and ways of exchanging information grow is the pornography market.
Is it the police?
Maybe. I'm sure they're not coming from. I'm sure. Oh shit! I gotta go. I gotta go.
It really stopped.
No, they passed. They passed. It's fine. Oh, no, they stopped.
Did they stop outside your house?
No. They're like blocks away. They're blocks away. Come on, keep broadcasting. I'm gonna keep broadcasting as long as I can. This is James Brown, Radio Free New Orleans. They can't stop the signal, Max. Mal. They can't stop the signal, Mal.
Guy, kill me, Mal. Kill me with a sword.
With a sword. How weird.
But yeah, so he's like, "Hey, we have a porn," and it was VHS, and it was like two different. It was one complete porn, like late 70s, early 80s. I could tell by the bush and the hairdos, because there was a lot of nudity.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a porn, so you would expect a lot of nudity.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't really time zone it, time period it by clothing, because there's a lot of people just it's an adult film. Why bother with clothes? Period. You know, there wasn't a cohesive story. Like there was a story going on. I don't know what it was, but
was somebody delivering pizza, or was there like a plumber there to fix the pipes or lay some pipe?
No, dude, it was like in a hotel, and there were like these vignettes. Like this lady comes to this hotel, and like at one point there's a sexual fracas, as it were, and afterwards she like leaves the room, and this dude, completely naked, walks up to her, and he's got like an alien head under one arm, like a big mask, you know?
Okay.
And he's got that under one arm. He walks up and he talks to her, and I don't remember what he said because I'd always fast forward through that part to get to the boobies. But he says something and then wanders off. I can't honestly tell you. I watched the thing hundreds of times. It was the only porn I had for a couple of years because my cousin was awesome enough to give it to me. But like at the end of it, there was another like the first 3 scenes of another porn that was like farm based. It's fucked up, but less fucked up than the one that came before it. You still there?
Can you?
Oh, your face was frozen.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard first 3 scenes of another porn, and then that's it.
Oh, sorry. So anyway, they pop this thing in because I'm like, oh, porn. Let's see a porn. So they pop it in, and the first scene, like they picked up wherever they had stopped it, which is a creepy thought. But it starts up, and this dude is just hammering this chick with his genitals, and I had never seen anything like that in my fucking life. I was just like, holy shit, is this legal? How is this happening? How on earth? I mean, you know my background, so I'm like, how on earth is this a thing that happens in the world? Little did I know.
It is a thing, and it happens all over the world, and people film it.
Yeah. But if I could have taken that kid and gone, dude, get used to that shit, because that's nothing. That's just missionary with enough gap for the huge cameras they were using at the time period when they were filming this. Like, they're going to have handheld cameras, and you're going to see action shots you never thought possible. And that's not even the most fucked up thing by far that you're ever going to see, because the internet will take you and show you the world like Aladdin on a fucking flying carpet. But you're not going to be going to Egypt and Greece and all that, you are going to be going to the darkest depths of humanity in HD. Your video is not coming through.
That's reassuring. Yeah, well, like
Hello, James? I'm afraid your audio has dropped out as well. James? I feel all alone. There's no sound coming from you. And your face isn't moving.
I'm moving. Oh, I can hear you now.
I can hear you. I can't see you. What is that? James? Hello? What is going on? We apologize for the technical difficulties. Dorque will return in just a moment. Doom 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 doo 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 boom boo doo doo.